Welcome, deviant drivers, to another episode of A Drink with a Driver. As you can see, I'm back with our regular co-host, Junkai.
Hello,
How's it going?
everybody. What is up?
Well, I would ask you the same question. First, how's the leg?
It's actually a little sore. I
No kidding.
probably should have been on the controller yesterday, but um, pride got in my way, or competitiveness, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I pushed a little too hard.
Is that a fact?
So
So it didn't hold you back any, that's for sure. We'll talk about
mm,
that a little bit later, but
yeah,
it was
yeah, it's
good
still
to have
hurt.
you back.
Yeah, no, it was definitely fun to be back. That's for sure. I feel like I missed something, but I really didn't because secretly, don't tell anybody this. I had two dates to schedule my surgery, one being the Friday before our race or Monday after. I obviously picked Monday.
Uh, nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to go for a season where I don't miss a race because that's never happened. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was down and out for a little bit. Obviously, Bad Rock and Boat, appreciate you covering my shift while I was out, picking up one for me. Cheers back to you because they did cheers me.
Yes, they
And I
did.
learned something from that episode. Um, Bad Rock was talking about the McLaren shifters and how they're bidirectional.
Mhm.
Did not know that at all.
Really?
Nope, not at all. And guess what I did this weekend or yesterday? I was taking a drink of water on the straight and I was like, oh crap, I got to shift. Oh, wait, I can go forward. How simple is that? So, Bad Rock, thank you. Um, Also, apologies. He knows what I'm talking about. So, we're good. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm glad to be back. My knee feels better than before surgery. So apparently
Good.
my meniscus was nice and jacked up. So we're here. We're good.
All right. We're going to stay off roofs, aren't we?
No, not at all. It
Okay.
wasn't the roof that did it. It was the golf trip. It was our golf trip.
No, it wasn't a golf.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. The golf trip was the tear. And then the aggravation, which made the tear even worse and then flipped it upside down, was the roof. So, moral of the whole story, we got to drink more while we're golfing. So, I'm more limber.
I was
It
wondering
was
where that
too
was going to
early.
go.
Remember, we were out there at like 8:30 in the morning, which everyone's gonna be like, that's not that early, but it is when you go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you have a freaking air horn wake you up at 4 a.m. It's a different story altogether. I can't tell the story because I was there, but I wasn't.
Oh, yeah. There's several drivers on that trip, but again, we'll defer to it. That's a conversation for a different time. But yes.
But yeah,
Yeah, that was
glad
an
to be
early
back.
morning. I'll give you that. It doesn't seem early, but oh man.
It is for a
Um,
guy's trip. That's early. When your first tee time the day you drive in for 5 hours is 2:30 in the afternoon. Mulligans are mini bottles, and you're five each. And yeah, it was a fantastic trip. But 8:30 was that was early. That was early.
do you remember that movie? It's kind of an old movie. It's from the 90s, Tin Cup.
Yes.
You remember when he shows up to the golf course hungover?
Mm-hmm.
That was all of us.
Yeah, that was definitely all of us. That was definitely all of us. I think the first day I was drunk and then hungover by the time we left the course. We had it hard. That was fun though.
Was good. So, yeah. Well, glad to have you back. Glad that the knee's recovering and doing better.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you're able to use the wheel. Um,
No, you're not. You were bitching about that already. You're like, I hope you're on the controller. And honestly, the motivation behind it was because I was laying in bed all freaking week long, and I get on the controller and I sucked ass so bad. And I was like, this is going to be so painful. I may just not show up. Tire wear was horrible. And then I was like, all right, let's just suck it up. So here
Well,
we are.
he didn't have too bad of a showing, so
Yeah. So what are you drinking? Let me guess. Does the can have mountains on it?
yes. What are you drinking? Because I can't guess what your can has on it.
So this one is called Creature Comforts out of Georgia.
Oh,
About the
okay.
only good thing that comes out of Georgia.
Tropica what? Tropica what?
Tropicalia IPA.
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
it's a solid little IPA. Ripe and juicy, aromatic, balanced. It's kind of like you're driving. Ripe and juicy. You take that as you want. But cheers. Cheers to all of you. Cheers to K2 Mars, our new driver that has joined us for half a race. Sorry, bud. Internet dropped out.
Yeah. Welcome, K2. Unfortunately, it didn't quite go as you had planned, but welcome anyway. Hope you had fun for part you were participating in. And we see you in the rest of the season. There's still points to be made up, and so still relatively early in the season. And the good thing for you to know is this is the longest season we've done. So, um, gives you more time to make up some points. So we look forward to
Yeah,
seeing you.
it's an experience, but holy crap, what a hell of a weekend.
I don't have like, a referee shirt or anything in the closet, but I felt like this was going to be like this race was the most crazy race we've had in the history of our GT3 races. And it led to the most incident reports, as we know, that we've ever had out of a single race. And with good reason, there was a lot going on. Um,
Yes. So
so
welcome new drivers to clean racing. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that was a hell of a weekend. That was a lot to take in after the fact. Um, it was, you go back to like Nürburgring, that's a tough track. This was nerve-wracking. It was just so nerve-wracking. Like Brands Hatch, last season it wasn't that bad. Um,
well, let's
kind of
start at the
speechless.
start. Let's just start at the start because there's a lot to unpack here for both GT3 and GT4. So for everybody watching, you might as well grab a drink as well if you haven't already and sit back because we got a long way to go. And let's start at the start of GT3,
Yeah.
turn one. Tell us you had a lot of fun there, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I missed everybody, so I figured the appropriate thing to do would be to just, pull off onto the shoulder, bust a Yui and just wave to everybody as they drove by, just as an appreciation of being a part of the league. No, and I wasn't nervous about turn one. Daytona turn one, nervous. Um, GP circuit, nervous about turn one. This one, because it is a sharp turn, it's fairly high speed. Anyway, I'm on pole. Uh, Tex next to me and Boost Nismo behind me, I think, or Boost was behind me, one of the two. Getting into turn one, and I lay on the brakes coming in first place. And I know Nismo was trying to stay close, and none of it was deliberate by any means. He was trying to stay close, and he accidentally bumped me a little bit, and I saw it coming, so I kind of prepared for it, kind of put a little bit more onto my turn. So that was fine. I survived that, but in doing so, Tex was coming into the apex at the same time, and when Nismo hit me, it kind of bumped his speed down, and then Tex didn't anticipate him being there at that point. So Tex hit Nismo hit me again, and then that's what spun me out. And then you had a nice Cobalt marketing campaign as everyone drove by, and I just kind of waved. And I was like, damn it, here we go again. Back to the back. Happened last race too.
It
Last
makes
race
me
too.
want to buy a
So,
screwdriver.
huh?
It makes me want to buy a new screwdriver.
I mean, if you want one that's reliable, yeah, don't go Cobalt. There's better ones. Harbor Freight's good. Dirksey, huge jar with Milwaukee is good. I mean, you might be, you know what? Chaotica with Ryobi, which is also funny too. But yeah, I spun out. Nismo went off the track. And I think it's really the only two that were really affected, I think, was me and Nismo. So
Uh, as far as accident wise, off that first turn right up
yeah.
there at start, yeah, it was. I was further back. I qualified at the back of the pack, almost last, or it was last. Didn't end up there because there was so much activity and things going on in the up front. I just kind of rode through the inside and bypassed a lot of people there. But as we were coming through those S's, I guess you could call them, right after turn one, it was constantly 2 and 3 wide through
Hmm.
there.
Yeah.
And it was for the most part clean as 3 wide in any turn
And
can
or
be.
should be. Yeah.
So but it was extremely just chaotic that whole first lap. Just people
So
everywhere.
so after, that whole spin around, I'm in last place. I'm like, all right, here we go, right? I mute my mic because I was saying, some kind words. I'm trying to pump myself up. Anyway, so I get to the last turn before getting on the straight, and poor Chaotic is in the dirt, facing the other direction, and just coming back onto the track. And I'm like, damn it. Team Lexus is all the way in the back, the two of us. And it's like we just kind of waved. You're like, hey, bud, what's going on? Like we're out for a joyride. Um, yeah, not the best of ways to start a race, but yeah,
Well, it ended up okay.
yeah, we did all right.
Yeah,
Thank
there
God
was.
for the safety car. If we didn't do safety car, it would have been pointless. Been pointless. Rage quit.
That's the point of the safety car. But this track, like, I mean, rightfully so. Turn one is scary at Daytona, right? Nürburgring GP holds several turns that hold concern for people. Sardinia, or however you say it, was not one that was anticipated. We were thinking was going to be this chaotic, just
No,
race. We were like, okay, I mean, it's is what it is. I mean, it's track B, big deal. It's actually the short one, so we're gonna be a lot of laps. But you know,
it's
um,
got a good bank to turn one, so you can
yeah,
hold it. Um, well,
yeah. Turn five, the right hander going downhill.
yeah,
It's got a good bank in there. That it doesn't seem from the onset that there would be a lot of issues and this would be a difficult track, but it proved to be difficult for both leagues,
yeah,
specifically GT3, it appears. But it was really came out of nowhere because I don't think anybody, I know I didn't, and it doesn't sound like you anticipate it to be bad. And I'm wondering, I'm sure there's a lot of other drivers, maybe they felt the same way, maybe they didn't, but
yeah.
um
I mean, I anticipated seeing multiple drivers like off the track just because it kind of has a Laguna feel to it where there's not a lot of wiggle room. You're either on the track and you're pushing to the limits of the track, or you just get bogged down in the dirt. So I anticipated seeing that. Um, the the bumping and the back and forth and some of those turns trying to take 2 and 3 wide. Um, it was tough. It was tough. I know, me and Bad Rock swapped a little bit of paint, and that was coming off that turn 5 you're talking about, and you're going into that second long straight, and it's got that little kink to the left, and it technically is an apex, but I was just on his back left side, and he covered me on the right, and then he came over to cover me on the left, and I just had my nose in there and clipped him, and he started to turn, and I tried to kind of help level him back out, but it didn't work. it worked for Bode at Daytona. I was able to straighten him out. Uh, I felt bad. Bad Rock spun out. That the Audi was a tough car at this track. I didn't drive it, obviously, but watching uh Berman and Bad Rock kind of struggle through the elevation changes in the turns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I struggled in the Lexus. I mean, it's again, for me, I struggled with how the car handles. For me, this is probably one of the looser cars that I've driven at any of our seasons. The Lexus is.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the whole race was it was just so unexpected. And we're headed to Deep Forest next, and I didn't, I was kind of like coming into it, I was like, Deep Forest, I kind of like, I like Deep Forest. It's a fun track. It's been around a long time. Now I'm wondering if I got like a complete misconception about it, and is it going to be another one? I mean, there's a lot of tough corners in that
The
track.
Yeah, so the beginning of our race, going through the S's, if people don't line up, is going to be a little chaos. And then getting into that high braking zone before the switchback after that long straight, um, there's going to be some incidents there.
Mhm.
That's how I would pick it. Turn one is, I don't want to say it's a high speed turn, but it's manageable. But as everyone files in for that first turn and then after safety car, those S's, I mean, it's just it's left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. Like it looks great when people are in line together. When people are fighting, yeah, not so much. So it'll be all
Well,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
I think looking at the schedule, I think the toughest one left, in my opinion, is Grand Valley. Um, as far as maneuverability amongst other cars, because Grand Valley is a narrow track. Uh, Dragon Trail will be tough just for the death chicane. That's I've wrecked so many people there, and not me like hitting them, but just hitting the damn wall, bouncing off, and just bouncing back into traffic.
that's going to
So,
be a test of drivers' abilities, right? I mean,
mhm.
you cannot go too wide through the dust chicane.
I
So
mean, you can
if you're
attempt you can go in too wide. You're not coming out too wide. One is coming out, one is not. A smart move is back off.
it's gonna be a test. I think there's gonna be a whole lot of times where people are gonna have to make quick decisions, and so
Hmm.
just prepare the drivers now. Start
Here's
considering it.
here's my challenge to everybody. You can take that death chicane on softs flat out, but you've got to be perfect. It is
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
It is
it's
possible.
possible.
But so that's the challenge. If you can do the death chicane flat out, regardless of tires, you get absolutely nothing
You
except for
got to do
bragging
it
rights.
for an hour straight.
I mean, just for once. I mean, that's bragging rights there enough. So,
Uh,
but yeah,
it, in an hour, somebody will get it, I'm sure.
but yeah, but do you go for it? I mean, is it worth the risk?
Not to me, it's not.
Yeah, not to me either. But I'm gonna try
Try
it.
it in
Yeah,
practice.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, Sardinia was fun. I was thinking it was A the whole time until I got to the schedule. And obviously I helped put the schedule together, so don't ask me why I got to that point, but um I actually practiced A on my meds
Hmm.
and then realized I was like, oh crap. And then I remembered running a couple dailies with Floody. He remembers. And I couldn't keep up with Floody in the GT4 at
Yeah.
this track. So I was like, damn it, Floody in the Volkswagen, he might do all right. And he did okay. I don't think he did as well as he had hoped to, but um, yeah, I was interested to see how he was going to do.
Well, let's talk about everybody. And like I mentioned earlier, there is many IR reports we are still working through. As many of you know, we filmed these in advance of when you're actually watching them. This is not live, as you probably gather, but yeah, the incident reports have not all been adjudicated on, nor have they been posted at the time of this filming. So we're going to go through the leaderboard, but we have to kind of put an asterisk there and say, bear in mind this could change. So what you hear in the video may differ slightly from the actual board that gets posted within the Discord. So currently right now leading GT3 is Junkai with 3 fastest laps of 3 races. So congratulations on that. You have,
What happens when you fight from the back, man? You got nothing to lose.
is that the strategy?
I mean, Daytona was a fluke.
Okay.
Daytona was a absolute fluke. Um, and then yeah, GP in this one. I mean, when you're going from the back, got nothing to lose at this point. It can't get any worse. So you might as well push it. And push it we did. So yeah. I've
Good
been
advice. Are you
fortunate.
not going to qualify for Deep Forest then?
Yeah, I'm considering that. It seems to have worked out a couple times. So yeah, maybe we do that. No, I'm not doing that. To hell with that. I'm competing, yo. Gotta compete. Yeah.
In
So
second place, right after you. You have 37 points, by the way, thus far for the season. Right after you in second place is Texas Speed with 30 points. So he's trailing, but not very far off. Easily he could move into that number 1 slot. And wrapping out the podium at number 3 is LMS Nismo with 24 points. So
yep.
a little bit behind Texas Speed, but again, still, it's anybody's race right now. Uh,
Yep.
and teams. So
Wait. We always do teams after GT4. We
all
don't
right,
just
we'll wait.
load teams now. We can at least talk about the finishing order. So Tex took second. Boos, your teammate, took third. That's his first podium.
It
So
was
congrats to him.
AMG for all of our misfortunes has had podium in the last 2 races.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
What?
Yeah, I podiumed last race. He podiumed this race.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
That's excellent. It's the whole
I
point.
know.
You beat me last race. And you couldn't rub it in my face. I actually bowed out. I went into surgery just to avoid your ridicule. But there were plenty of text messages. I can back it up and show everybody how much of an asshole you were to me. At
I
least I
figured
didn't run out of fuel, though.
I figured he was under amnesia. He wouldn't see him until
Not
later.
amnesia.
Okay.
And it's
Or anesthesia or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I pretty much got some amnesia, but yeah, no, but Boost took third, Nismo fourth, Chaotica, good finish at fifth, followed by Cowhow, Besso, Floody, Glovis, Zen, you in 11th, had a tough showing. Talk about that in a second. Berman, Badrock, and then K2 with the DQ, DNF, not enough bandwidth, unfortunate chain of events.
It happens.
It does happen. It's happened to Tex a couple times, and look at him. He's in second place.
That's right. He only got 1 point for Daytona. And he's second place.
Hey, that's where that drop race comes in, man.
That's right.
It helps. So, what was your strategy?
Well, I ran medium, and then soft, which
Okay.
was
How many laps could you get on soft?
on soft I could get 8 to 10,
All
depending on
right.
the temperature of the track. So I said safety car was a relatively late car.
Yeah,
I
24, which
said
was
it's
funny
fine.
because GT4 was 23.
Yeah, it is. It's odd. They were almost exactly the same. And I said, so I was like, a medium tire would be fine. I was actually running faster times. Of course, I didn't have a great quality. I couldn't put a lap together for quality to begin with. But on the medium tire in the race, I actually had my fastest lap on the medium was faster than my quality lap on soft. The medium tire was perfectly suitable for me. I would have, if given the option, if it hadn't been required to run softs, I would have run mediums the whole race.
Yeah.
But you know, that wasn't, so I ran mediums all the way, doing fine. I'd moved up as high as second place, kind of bounced back between fifth and third and second, kind of up there. It was all going great, great until the end. Basically that last stint was rough, for a couple of reasons. I was trying to get around Floody, in that weird turn where you go, it's a right hander and then up the
Oh,
hill.
that was Glovis.
It was Floody first.
Oh,
It was,
okay.
it was
Okay.
Floody. I was trying to take past him, and
Yep.
I don't know if he was on dead tires or if he was on. I don't think he ever ran hards, but it's possible he was on hards. And I couldn't get the car to turn. I went in too fast, and I ended up in that gravel trap. And once you're in the gravel trap, that's you lose like three positions like that. So
Unless
that
you're
was the
safety
first.
car. I mean, if you end up there in the safety car, everyone kind of waits for you so you can come back out. But
Right.
just putting that, just putting some facts down.
Yeah. Well, so I lost a few positions there. And then towards the end, I was trying to get around Glovis. And that kid was giving me the hardest time for so many laps. And he let you around him. He let
he
you around. And then
yeah, I
I
mean,
I
it goes back to our starry days, man. We were on the same team. I had to buy his lunches this week for school. Um, but yeah, I mean, he let me by eventually. He tried to let me by a couple times, and he's like, "Yeah, just take me on the straight." And dude, I couldn't get around him in that damn car. When that Super hits sixth gear, it is like a whole nother light speed.
Mhm.
There's nothing I could do. I mean, he was just pulling away. I was like, I thought you were letting me go, and he's like, yeah, 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 we'll get to it. And I'm like, well, okay. And he doesn't normally let anybody go, and he doesn't normally let me go. But in the turns, I was all over his ass, and that's when he was like, he lifted. I was like, thank you. Obviously, you're bitter about it because he fought you and won.
I'm not bitter about it, but it was a great battle, and we battled back and forth, 3, 4, it seemed like eternity.
Yeah.
And I was constantly, same thing. I was catching him on the curves, and on the straight, I just couldn't get him. I was running a line that would get me a fast exit, get on the throttle early. I was coming at him. And then when we got on the straight, it was like we pull alongside, and that was it. You just stall
Yep,
out right
you
there.
cannot. Yeah,
And I was like, we're going too wide into one. Okay. And, I backed out once and let him go. I was like, I'll find another spot. And, so we started going again, going through all the turns. I'm trying to get him. I'm running wide, trying to run a different line to try to get, in the throttle earlier, in the brake a little later, anything I could do that would make up. I believe I had better tires, although I don't know that I don't remember what he was on at that exact time. I'd
yeah.
have to go back and look. But either way, I was getting him in the turns, but I just could not make it happen in the straight. You stall out with that against that Supra. And it was towards the end. Matter of fact, it was the last lap, I believe, or next to the last lap. And it was that.
It seems to be when all your fortune or misfortune happens with you is your last lap in most cases.
Yeah, it kind of
Oh,
is. And
uh-huh.
so I was coming down the hill, in that little shallow left-hander, which looks very innocent as a turn. It looks very, you normally take it full speed, it's no problem. It's not a too wide turn necessarily.
Hmm.
And I came down the hill, and I was setting him up through all the turns. I was like, I'm gonna get on the throttle early. And I did that. I had a good run, and I came up on him. well, we did this twice. The first time I took him on the inside, I did bump him, and I felt bad about that. Let him, he kind of go on. I was like, that's not cool. And then the other time, this second time, I said, all right, the inside didn't work. I'm going to go with the outside. I was like, I'll try that. Well, as I did, I didn't account for the fact that, anything can happen. It could throw his car off. He could have hit a curb. He could have hit the grass. I don't know. He's got to drift to some extent anyway, because that turn just as fast as you're taking it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a hard impact at all. It was just a little tap, but I don't know if it was lag or what, or the system. It just shot me over and I hit the wall and
And
stopped.
that wall is brutal.
Oh, it was yeah, it was absolutely the car had front damage. The rear never touched the wall, but it had rear damage.
Nice.
I didn't have engine failure, but the wheel was locked at like 10 to 20 degrees off center. And so I was fighting it to just get it to go straight. And then you would think making a right hander at that turn up the hill would have been fine, but it wasn't. The car just would not turn, went into the gravel trap. I was like, if I don't get this
Yeah.
collected, I'm gonna take last. So I just got it
Yeah.
around the track and finished, and I was like, it
So
is what
you
it is.
pit you pit 3 times. Boost pit
Mhm.
twice, right?
He did. He
Okay.
did.
Yeah, we pit 3 times. We ran medium, medium, soft, soft.
There was a way to stretch it on two stops. But I've already run out of gas once this season. I didn't want to run out of tire. And so I was like, this is a pretty short pit. Doesn't take long. You can get in and out
Yeah.
quick. So it's not worth the gamble. This is one of those tracks that I think is beneficial to just take the third stop, get a
Yeah.
fresh set.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chaotica helped me out with this strategy because I was a little down and out. So it paid off. Um, I was nervous at first because when I came out on pit 32, I think that's when we pit. It was 32. I was like 19 seconds behind the leader. And I was like, damn it, I got some work to do. But I knew the Genesis wasn't great on tires. So I was hoping for that. Um, I was hoping for Tex to be on mediums, which I believe he was. I think Boost was on mediums too, for his last stint. So I was just going to try and reel those guys in if I could. And thankfully I made it. So that was the goal. Be aggressive.
yeah.
Nothing to lose coming from the back.
Well,
So
it
it
was.
was there was some good battles though. Like again, I mean, I was running with Glovis for a while. Saw Floody for a little bit. Um, I got behind you for a little bit.
Mhm.
I didn't try to pass you because again, I mean, like I've talked about before, sometimes it's faster to stick behind somebody until something happens. So all in all, I mean, I felt bad for the Audi guys. Those elevation changes with the turns, um, those poor guys kept spinning out, losing traction. Yeah,
Well, the good part about racing these tracks and a multitude of cars, this applies for both GT3 and GT4. Every car has its advantage spot and every car has its disadvantage spot. So, there's certain races where you're going to have your car not be, particularly good with that particular track. And then there's tracks that just are set up for your car and it does extremely well. So,
yeah,
this was one of those for the Audi,
yeah. This
and
was this was tough for those guys. I mean, they had a tough outing, and it's nothing against their driver ability. That's just a tough car to get around that track. It really is, and unfortunately, both those guys are sitting below that little red line right now. So hopefully, they can pull it out over at Deep Forest. I think they'll be able to excel a little bit there.
but we still got 5 races to go. So the pressure is not really, really, really there yet with that relegation line, but
It's still there though.
still there.
Yes, it's still there. So, well, good driving for all the GT3 drivers. It was it's kind of lick your wounds, you know. Uh, don't hold grudges. Button yourself back up. Loose your racing shoes back up. I drive barefoot, so that won't work for me. But I mean, like you said, it's a long season, so we got drop races for a reason, and shit happens sometimes. So
Are you going to take up wearing shoes now that you've had a
uh,
better knee operation? No?
mm-mm. I don't know what it is about driving barefoot. I I don't know. I've just I've tried the shoes once and I didn't feel in sync with the pedals. I just don't like it. If it's anything, it's on occasion socks, but very, very infrequently do I even do that. And that's not for races. I'm always barefoot for a race. No
Hmm.
gloves, no shoes, no socks, no shirt. No, I'm just kidding. I got a shirt on. So, especially
You're
with
just
Silo
naked up
sitting right
there in the
next to me.
rig, just like
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're not going to get into all that. There's a Yeti driving the damn car around. Moving on, GT4.
yes, GT4. So we'll start at the start with GT4. They had a what?
They had an interesting start.
It went backwards quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, it actually did. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the grid looked great, all the cars looked great, nice sunshiny day. And then I look up and Dirksy's turned sideways in the back. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't see the start. And I heard Silo, he's like, what the hell, man? Reverse. And I thought Dirksy was in reverse. I was like, damn it, three of my teammates today starting in the back. And yeah, it wasn't Dirksy.
I, I was doing the stream and I was watching and I couldn't figure it out at first either. And it was just all of a sudden Anatole comes on and he says, what happened? My car was in reverse. And I was like, no way.
Oh, poor guy, man. Like,
uh,
one, that should never be an option of at the beginning of the race. Like that there's no reason to be driving a sim racing game and you be in reverse.
Even in
Uh
real racing, I can't imagine when you would start a race in reverse other than Demolition Derby.
yeah, I mean, someone made a reference on Discord, Ready Player One, which I know you have not seen that movie.
No.
They do a race and one of the guys goes in reverse, but it's not going to get into all of it. It was the right move though. Yesterday it was not the right move for that. So Anatole, no one blames you for any part of that.
We're laughing
That
with
that
you.
that was a unique start, and we will remember that for a long time to come. I felt so bad. That was rough, man.
It was. It
I
was.
watched it. I was like, "What?" It's just like just that gap opened up, and then you see cars pile up, and Dirksy turned sideways, and Silo is just like, "What the?" That was so. Hey, he recovered.
He
He
did.
did recover from that. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but yeah, no, that was that was interesting. They took turn one better than we did. Obviously not the start better than we did, but they took turn one better than we did, or than I did, I should say. And they took the restart better as well. So they did good. They did
He
good.
did.
But like usual, I mean, them bastards just race every damn weekend, always competing, always regardless. They're always battling somebody. Someone's
Yeah.
always battling somebody.
I've watched a lot of the streams with GT4 and I get to really kind of because I'm doing the stream and changing the cameras and watching where the battles are. I tell you,
Are
it
you actually
really
watching it though?
I'm watching it, yes, but I'm not able
Because
to
we
concentrate.
all put a bet down that you were sitting in your garage smoking a cigarette, just just intermittently just hitting the button.
No, no. There are times when I do that,
Yeah,
but
I figured.
most of the time I'm watching it, I'm looking in the map, I'm trying to determine where the battle. I look just further where the cluster is and try to go there. Try to give
Yeah,
everybody good equal time on camera,
yeah.
but focus on those little clusters, and they have epic battles. It really is cool. Ultimately, I think it'd be neat if we had somebody in GT4 that would do the stream that style for GT3, where they could watch it more on a cinematic type.
So you're looking for, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're going to get any volunteers because most of them are practicing.
I know.
Um, and I know this because, and I don't mean to rat Silo out, but who gives a shit? Silo's sitting next to me practicing GT4. I'm racing, and he's over here laughing. He's like, dude, they're making fun of you right now. I'm like, what do you mean they're making fun of me? He's like, everyone's making fun of you because you were sideways and you're in the back. So they're talking shit on us. I was like,
They're
all
having
right.
a good time.
Yeah, no, they clearly are. And hey,
More
as they
power to you
should.
guys. Enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
All power to them. But I mean, again, like even even through all of it, I tuned in, right? Lap 13, and there is a battle from third place back to like eighth place. And it's Hiffy, it's Anatole, it's Cam, it's who else was in that? Huge Jar, Golden Thrasher, like all of them after 13 laps are still stacked together within like 2 seconds of each other and just like shifting all over the place, battling each other. And I'm like, dude, this is what it's about. That's what it's all about. Safety car comes out, and you have to find this. You have to put it up there. I actually took a screenshot of it just because I could not wait to talk about it. But why the hell is the safety car sitting in the dirt? I don't know if you can see
Ooh.
that.
What
Yeah.
happened? Who is our safety car driver?
I don't know if you can see that on top, but it says Chaotica.
Oh, it is Chaotica. Is that the second time he's crashed a safety car?
Yeah. Yeah. We might have to revoke his driving abilities.
He's doing
And
an
I'm also
unsafety
concerned
car.
because he taught the safety car driver's ed before the league started this season. And yeah, I
Hmm.
don't know what he's doing in the dirt. I didn't catch that during the stream, but when I went back and rewatched it tonight, yeah, he sure did.
Interesting.
So
Maybe he'll
chaotic, you got some
comment below.
explaining to do.
Hey, it could have been a mechanical failure. It could have been low tire pressure.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it displays that right on your Fanatec, Logitech, Thrustmaster combination sim app data plate scribed on your whiteboard because you got that right sent to you from Fanatec directly because they're so reliable. Anyway, so after safety car,
They didn't send me crap. If
not to poke
anybody
any
got
buttons.
anything, you're lucky that you got.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm still waiting for Fanatec buttons, so it's taking forever. Um,
That's my fault.
okay. Anyway, so they hit the safety car, which was again a lap less than ours, which still is kind of weird. And then they hit the ground running again. And then there was like these little individual packs that busted out. And I was watching Cam and Thrasher and Huge Jar. I think it was Huge Jar. Yeah, the three of them. And each of them took turns being in first. And it was just like, I pass you, I pass you, I pass you, I pass you. Thrasher passed Cam on the straight. Nice clean right into turn one. And then on the next time around, Cam passed Thrasher on the straight, going into turn one. It was battling back and forth. So that was definitely cool.
And that leads us right into the leaderboard. These three particular, Preston, Dirksey, and Cam, have battled back and forth, changed positions. They have been close with each other all season long, and it's they're so let's go through it. First, for the season, number one is Preston with 40 points. And he's got 2 victories. The last two, he's walked away with victory, but not the fastest lap.
He's clicking in that Mustang, man.
He is. He is. Second is Dirksey with 35. Again, not a big gap at all, and easily can be closed in very short order. I mean, it could change in a heartbeat. With the 35 points. Third, rounding out the podium is Camzilla. Again, these three guys, he's got 30 points. So 30, 35, 40. So 10 points separates the top three above the promotion line, and they're constantly battling every single race.
Yeah. And those little extra points that Cam keeps getting, damn it, it's going to add up at some point.
He has fastest lap, same as you. He has every race this season the fastest lap.
Yeah. Yep. And then
That's 3
finishing
bonus
order,
points.
and that was exactly finishing order. Preston took first, Dirksey second. Dirksey had a hell of a pass on the last lap. 3 turns left, 3 or 4 turns left. He was able to get back around Cam. Cam passed him a couple laps before that, and he was able to get around him right at the last couple turns. Thrasher taking fourth, did a stellar job. That's his best finish of the season. Huge Jar coming in fifth, Duke sixth, Anatole seventh, Saito eighth, Devin in ninth, Lalo 10th, Hiffy 11th, Golden 12th, Kurisky not last again. And I think he's getting pissed about it. He has yet to score 1 point this season. He scored 4 points, 5 points, and 2 points. And he's really pissed off at Silo for consistently taking last place. So good job, Kurisky. Again, I said it during. Well, you may not have known this.
Condolences, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, I know. So we had this impromptu watch party between, it was me, Zen, Floody, and Glovis. We stayed on just chit-chatting a little bit again because the race was so damn hectic. Some of us vented, we talked about it, we encouraged, just try to get everyone back in the right mindset. But then we started watching the race, and it was actually really funny because we were bitching about what camera angle you were on, wanting to see different other things during the race other than what you were showing. And again, that's why you do what you do, because it's unbiased, where we're like, no, show this. I need to see my teammate. So it was fun though, because like we started drinking, we're watching the race, we're rooting each other on. I gave them shit because there's 4 of us watching, I know, and there's only 3 likes on our YouTube channel. I was like, you guys are assholes. Like, hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Get down there and do a comment or something.
Yeah, I know. But at one point I spammed you like a whole bunch of hearts. I don't know if you saw that, but whatever. But it was a fun little impromptu little watch party. We just talking about passes, and then little altercations that happened during the race. So it was fun to watch with those guys, just with the commentary. And we started talking about maybe it'd be funny that, you have your legit official race, and then I host, and we have the color commentary version of us watching that race.
It'd be like Mystery Science Theater 3000. You remember that?
Exactly. Yep. So, but no, those guys did a hell of a job. Again, so many close battles, and you're right. I mean, it takes Preston's taken 10 points in one of his races. So, I mean, one more of those and the other 2 grabbing it. I mean, in hell, I mean, Huge Jar Anatole getting a win will push him up there. We've seen what 1 win will do for you for the whole season, especially with that drop race. So,
yeah, Huge Jar's only 6 points out of the top 3 as it stands right now. So
I think
mean,
he's on Team Lexus. Is he on Lexus? Yeah, he's on Team Lexus.
Yeah. Speaking of Team Lexus.
Speaking of teams.
Team Lexus is number 1 with.
We had a good showing this week.
Had a good showing every week. You got 96 points total. Team Lexus has. That's out of 3 races.
Yeah,
Uh, up to
we did.
second, then up to going down to second. There's a bit of a gap. Team Ford at 79. So
Yeah, but dude, I mean, like you were saying though, this next track for the Ford Genesis Super Group, this next track and Deep Valley, the Genesis is the meta at Deep Valley. So, I mean, we're looking okay right now, but I'm not sitting all high and comfy and everything like that because these next two races are going to be tough.
Zen and team, go get them.
Yeah, come get us.
Rounding out third is that the hardest car apparently on the track to pass, which is Team Toyota with
Dude,
40
the headwind was awful. I know I keep going on these tangents, and that's why you kicked me off last weekend. But
headwind. What are you talking about? The weather?
yes, during our race, it was 24 whatever feet per second. Who the hell comes up with those measurements? But yeah, it was 24 headwind on the straight. I was topping out at 150 in the Lexus.
Well, it didn't hold you back any.
I know I just couldn't get around the Supra. I wanted to get around the Supra. Continue. Why are you stop talking? Keep going. Team Toyota, third place.
Team Toyota rounding out third of the teams with 48. Fourth
No,
is
that's not right.
Volkswagen.
It didn't sort. That's my bad. Hold on.
Ah, we have an
Yeah, it
error.
didn't sort. So
Not Team
really,
Toyota.
there's a tie between Team VW and Team Genesis with 63 points. They are tied for third.
Oh,
Uh, Team AMG is in fourth with 56. Team Toyota is in fifth with 48. And then Audi is in sixth, seventh with 38. I'll sort that back out. Chaotic is going to get mad at me because I'm screwing around with his spreadsheets. It's okay. I'm
he'll
sorry.
catch it. He'll catch it.
Yeah,
He'll give you a stern warning.
I know. I got one the other day for commenting in a non-commenting channel, and he's like, "You're setting a bad example." I was like, "I'm sorry, I own this bitch, and I'll never do it again."
See
And
that
I
you
blamed
don't.
it on the medicine too. We couldn't do it without him, though, or Glovis, or yeah.
No, we
So
couldn't. No, we
no,
couldn't.
thank you.
Yes. Thanks,
Oh,
guys. Yeah.
that was a hell of a week. Why is it like this game is supposed to be my outlet? I mean, we work stressful jobs. I know most of these guys work stressful jobs. This is supposed to be our outlet, and I didn't feel like an outlet yesterday. That was rough. That was rough. But again, thick skin. Get back in the car next race.
Still got a long way to go. We're not even halfway there.
I mean, that's true. Which
So
track are you most looking forward to of what's left?
as far as my favorite, or I think the car is going to be best on,
I mean,
or
would it not be the same thing?
no.
Okay, what's
I
your favorite
really
track coming up?
I do like Deep Forest.
Okay,
I just genuinely like that track. And I do like Road Atlanta. That's always a fun track to go to. Um, you
that's
know,
gonna be a shit show.
it will be a shit show. That there's no avoiding it there. That's
Yeah,
and it's on soft tires, right?
the rest of the season is on
The
softs.
whole rest of the season on soft tires, but Road Atlanta is notorious for chewing tire. So it'll be interesting to see what everybody gets in soft tires, how many laps at Road
Yeah,
Atlanta.
it's because the track is shit. It has nothing to do with the high speed turns. It's the lack of proper asphalt and potholes.
Yeah, it was paved like last time in like 88.
I know. I know. We still need to put a trip together. We need to go down there.
Yeah.
Who wants to go? Road Atlanta. Hit us up.
Comment below what we're talking about. Group trip, Road Atlanta,
When is it? Like
IMSA,
September, October, something like that?
September, October. I'd have to look at the schedule and see, but it's it's the IMSA, it's the Petit Le Mans. They do it every year, 10 hour, and GT3 basically, and prototypes.
Yeah.
Well, they do a lot of other things that weekend too. So, um,
There's like nothing out there though either. I don't think.
well, no, there generally isn't around a racetrack. I mean, not many people want to live around one. So
Someone was saying they're trying to get rid of Laguna Seca,
they are.
or yeah, right?
They
Were you
sure
guys
are.
talking about that? Yeah, you guys were talking about that last podcast.
Hmm. Yep.
And see, I don't bring anything. Like I've got a pen. Boat had all these Legos and all these cars.
You
Got a
got a lamp.
wonderful. I do have this. Hold on. I don't know if we have time for this. So, our friend Cassie, while I was down and out, decided to get me a Italian iconic car coloring book. I've
Is
yet
that a
to color
coloring in book?
anything, right? It's got some good looking cars, but what I found interesting, if I can get to this kind of quick, and I'll try to ramble a little bit.
Can we see one?
I gotta color this. So yeah, iconic.
That's Ferrari California. Have you not done one yet? Do you have one?
No, I haven't done one yet. I haven't had time. Yeah. Oh, dude, this is a Lambo with some fighter pilots. This is right up here. I'm gonna send this to you. And what is that? F-16 in the back? Probably not. It's supposed to be Italian iconic colors. Or
Yeah, it's probably an
color.
Italian jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely interesting with some of the chosen cars in here.
You
And
should color one for the next podcast.
I'll get my son to color it. How about that?
He'd probably do a better job.
I mean, with what I saw today, yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, Pagani, I love you. So yeah, I got a coloring book while I was down and out. Haven't done anything with it yet. That's all I have to contribute. No nice fancy Legos or anything like that. I know I'm getting kicked off at this point. You'll have Bad Rock and Boat next episode. So yeah, enjoy that.
Well, so next weekend we do have the Club in 450 real quick coming
Oh
up.
yeah.
That is the Sunday Cup race. So just to remind everybody, that is cars from pre-1980s. It is open tuning, but it is a 450 PP race. So make sure your PP fits within 450, please.
Send all PPs to Merck. Preferably Polaroid. I'll give you the address. Hit me up. Or ship them here. I'll just put them in a nice little flip book and he can just kind of pick the prettiest PP out.
Yeah, put it all in one email. That way I can delete it all as a group.
No. You're getting Polaroids.
No, okay.
One at a time. Next time I stay down there, I'm just going to sprinkle them all over your house. So I've done that
We're gonna do it like the
photos.
spoon.
Or the other photos if you want to go there.
Thanks for joining us,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you. I'm out.
We'll see you next time.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
Oh, did you see? Did you see Caddick wreck the safety car again?
No, he wrecked my safety car.
Yes, he ended up in the dirt. Crooked Hammock, north of Myrtle Beach.
Is that where we played that big Jenga game? It was like made out of 2x4s, remember? Outside?
I mean, no, I don't think we've been there.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start mine. When are you ready?
Problem is mine doesn't show.
Do stopwatch.
Yeah, I know, but when freaking time or the phone times out, the little screen goes away. There's no way to fix that. It's impossible. Enough said. Let's get this thing going. I don't need a damn timer.
All
Screw
right.
your timer.
Right. Yeah.
New knee, new me.